Welcome to the Daily Whatever. I'm Lawrence Winterman, and I'm joined today by two incredibly special guests, Soso and Kat. Would you ladies please introduce yourselves to the crowd? Everyone probably knows you, but go ahead and just in case.
Go ahead, Soso.
Okay, well, hi. I'm Soso. My real name is Sonia. I'm French speaking. I live in Quebec City, which is in Quebec, the province of Quebec, Canada. And I have been on Substack in January, probably just like the day after Trump got elected, because I was freaking out that I needed to follow some people that were not in the traditional media. And basically, through Substack, I mean, I've been, following, but it became really clear that I wanted to get involved somehow. So that's when I started, following people. And then, I don't know, like Substack's algorithm was great because it introduced me to the whatever pretty quickly, I think. Yeah. So go ahead, Kat. We met through Substack, by the way, us. Kat and I. So go ahead, Kat.
Did y'all see Lawrence's other kitty came?
Secretly.
He's a cutie.
Yeah, I have all three with me, so it's the thing.
Yeah, she's got these Bengals. Like, how cool.
Oh, yeah. So my other cat, Tycho, is a standard Bengal, like yours. Yeah.
I just have, rescue white trash kitties.
I had
There ain't nothing wrong with rescue white trash kitties. All the cats that I've had in my life before these two were rescue white trash kitties. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
They're the mutts of the universe. They're so good.
Right. If you love cats, somehow the universal cat distribution system finds you and delivers you a kitten or a stray cat when you need one the most.
Is that how it works?
I'm pretty sure after all these years, I finally figured it out that, yeah, if you love cats, the universe will not let you go catless.
I'm a dog person.
Oh, yeah.
Well, same with dogs.
Up. And I don't, I'm not going to turn anything away. And then, of course, they end up in bed with me. They sleep all around my head. I mean, they're the cutest things ever. But I'm a dog person, so I feel privileged that they come around. They're so picky.
Oh, Morgan's checking in and saying she's got two Maine Coon cats. Oh, my goodness. That's amazing. Those cats can get gigantic.
Who has the Maine Coon?
Morgan.
Morgan, we've had this chat. Okay. My natural birth father has Maine Coons, and then one of my rescues is a Maine Coon, but he's a smaller Maine Coon. I wish he'd come around. Is Marley over there, babe? Marley, we're talking about Maine Coons. Anyway, here's Blinky. That's my whole.
You know what?
Blinky
Blinky
only has one eyeball, and it always has a booger in it.
Oh, kitty.
Poor girl. And then she loves to type for me.
She's so pretty. I love Blinky.
She's just real sweet. But she's
my gosh, we've got
her own.
Everyone checking in with their cats in the chat. So Cheryl says she's got two orange kitties. Cheryl, my God, orange cats are they can be the devil incarnate sometimes. So God bless you for having
too. Calicos, they're nuts. I had a calico before this, and she was wild.
Hi, Dana. Sorry, just kidding.
Dana, she's either in the airport or on the plane. Cheryl's saying they're crazy. I know, orange cats can be crazy for sure.
Okay.
And Bengal too, eh? Bengal's cats are.
Oh my goodness, so
they're so smart.
Well,
okay.
So Tycho is maybe not so smart. Ripley is the smart one. She's the one who's the little if I ever let her out, I think she would take over the world in like 20 minutes.
There we go.
I have one like that. Actually, it probably destroy the whole neighborhood, but that's okay. When we had him, that's my youngest one. He's I think he's turning 3 this summer. At first, we called him the pit bull because he was just like a little dog. Like, I wonder where he is. I'll show you later because right now they're super excited. Oh, Shadow. Come on, Shadow.
What is that? Do you like the second you get online, they all start going wild and want your attention?
Right.
Like children on the phone.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, you hear them. They're fighting. They're screaming. They're like, they're so smart, Bengal cats. I mean, most cats are generally smart, but the reason why you end up having them is because you like living dangerously. And especially in my case, because I've got three. And yeah, I'll tell you about it later, how I got all of them if you want, but I don't think we have time for that. So
They're like wild animals. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Well,
The
I mean,
Bengals.
they are literally, a house cat lineage bred with the Asian leopard cat, and
exactly.
you have
Okay.
to have several generations before, like, you can't just take the kittens from that first breeding because
No,
they're still wild. You have to have like
Right.
3 or 4 generations in before you get
five.
5. Okay.
Okay, and the reason I know it because I had to get the pedigree approved through customs because my latest one was actually when I got married, we decided to actually give ourselves a wedding gift. I know it's but so we ended up adopting, but it's a silver, and he actually imported him from the UK. So don't worry. My other two brown roseted are from Quebec City, so I'm
So
it's
they're
a
local. But that little
yeah.
silver one's got a carbon footprint.
He's an English
He should
gentleman.
too. He's really spectacular. It's a spectacular animal. His markings are just like, ah.
Yeah, it was, you have like sometimes dreams and you're like, okay, what would I do? Like, if I could, well, that was, I mean, first it was Bengal cats and after that it was one and then it was two and then it was three. So basically right now I am living in my cat's house basically because anyways, if you want, we can talk about cat behaviors later, but yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they run the show for sure.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
Well, what did you guys want to talk about? Did we want to talk about the Epstein files a little?
Yeah, so here's where I'm at. So I know at this point, Kat, you in particular, I think, and so I think you as well. You're really paying attention to the Epstein stuff and watching Lev and kind of learning. I think at this point you're more of an expert on the topic than I could be. And so I wanted to talk to you about, what is the latest and, what you think is happening. So Congress just basically dismissed itself, right? Like Mike Johnson, that creep, just dismissed Congress for summer break until September so that they didn't have to vote on any of the, you know, kind of efforts to release the Epstein files. What do you think is going to happen? Kat, I'm super curious what you think is going to happen next.
Dude, I ended up, I've been trying to look at the Esther project, but it is so bizarre. We should get to it next. But I had to keep coming back to the Epstein files thing because Lev was saying some stuff. Um, Soso and I will DM him, and I'll DM Dean
We
sometimes.
will.
Have you?
We will.
Yeah, I DM. If I have some idea or I see something weird, I'll send a little blurb off. They almost never write me back, but some days it will end up in the next day's news or whatever. Um, all I know is that when Lev came on the other day with Dean and he was saying that we're all focused on the wrong things, and at the same time, Michael Cohen is going live and on MSNBC and telling everyone not to look at the Epstein files. And I just got, like, real messed up, like, was that yesterday or 2 days ago?
Yeah,
So I
I
was
think it was
looking at
on the weekend. It was
yeah,
on MSNBC on the weekend.
Michael Cohen's reverse 180 was really bizarre.
yeah, I saw that. I saw when he was being interviewed, and it made me really angry because, you
I
know,
have a theory, though. I have a theory,
oh, okay, let's hear
but
it.
go ahead first.
Well,
Oh,
just it made me angry, right? Because for the last, month, I've been like, okay, Michael Cohen has, like he's turned a new leaf and he's on our side. And then he said all of that, and I was like, oh, fuck you, man. Like you're clearly got like it. Maybe he's in the Epstein files, right? He
That
hung
was
out with
the thought, Lawrence. That
right,
was why would he do that if he wasn't?
right. I mean, and it makes sense, right? He was
It
with
makes
Trump
total
all
sense.
those years, and Trump was best friends with Epstein. Of course, Michael Cohen, you know,
okay.
raped
This is
children when he
Hold
was.
on, before I forget, because I just have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
brain of a
okay.
flea.
I didn't
Real
think we would
quick,
get into.
real quick, just also, when he came on MSNBC, he went out of his way to say the dates that he was working. Did you see on MSNBC, Lawrence?
I didn't see that part.
Okay, on MSNBC, he came on and immediately started talking about the dates when he was hired and trying to say that him and Epstein weren't even close in 2005. Oh, no. 2004 is when Wolf said they were considered the best of friends. So what I think happened is Michael got hired on in 2005. Then Michael immediately told on himself again and said he got an amazing promotion in 2007. Like he's head of the Trump whole organization, like vice president.
Right.
That's a
Well,
really large step up in 2 years, which I would imagine they were, good old boy, look what we do. We have dirt on you now. You're one of us. And that's what it
honestly,
feels like.
I'm sorry. I didn't think I would get into that, but I don't agree. Okay. And here's
The
why. And I'm going to
timeline, you
tell
don't
you.
think the timeline matches?
Oh, it does. No, it does match. Okay. But I think, okay, I've been listening to Michael's podcast, Mea Culpa, from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
And plus,
Too.
I have been, as you guys have been following Trump since 2016, and even before that, because I was watching The Apprentice when I was a student in college. Honestly, back then, I didn't really
It doesn't count. He was
care.
nice
Like,
under Mark Burnett.
no, wait. But what I mean to say is that basically, anyways, I think that, a predator, a sexual predator such as Epstein and voyons, and Trump are extremely good at compartmentalizing. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Totally.
Compartmentalizing.
so
Yeah.
they have basically, like the guys who was a professional and who ended up like being a serial killer. I think it was in New Jersey. Okay. I think that
Oh,
it's
the recent
probably
one.
like the same type. Do you know what I mean? Like he was like probably like his lost stuff that had to do with the job, like, just like the old like Apprentice show, because this guy Cohen was working in a private law firm and he was a partner. I mean, and all of this I'm saying from like just watching him and remember all of that, and connecting the dots. And like I said, it's just my opinion and an hypothesis, but I've read his book, I've read his story, I kind of follow him. And honestly, he's just right now he is angry because when he went to jail, I mean, he had to testify before Congress like 7 times. Okay. So for him, it was like he was totally in the cult of Trump. Do you know what I mean? Like he was
Right.
totally like admiring him and he loved like the glamour and he was like super impressed, a little bit like Lev Parnas. It's just that Lev comes from, like he was, he was really like a hustler, he was more like on the,
Totally. That's
yeah,
why I
but
like
Michael was
Lev.
was a lawyer, I mean, you can be crooked, but it doesn't mean that you're a sexual predator. So
But
I
wait,
think
you
that
said something and you are right. There's a huge difference. And this comes with Todd Blanche. Todd Blanche is now supposedly Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney, right? I
Mm,
just saw this morning she's refusing to see him. And that's good news for us because this is what happened with Lev. Blanche
mm,
was Lev's attorney.
mm.
And Lev said, I don't want that guy because that guy's the guy that's the attorney for Trump. He's not the attorney for Ghislaine. He's not the attorney for Lev. This is Trump's attorney trying to get them to support Trump. And Lev
Interesting.
went to the feds and said, I want to tell the truth. Michael didn't at first.
No,
So that was the difference. Lev, like, really, I think, made a spiritual change to do the right thing. And it took Michael a little longer. And maybe
okay.
that's the difference it's feeling like right now.
This is where I
But
can tell you,
I
like,
called you to everything. Sorry.
this
What do you
is
guys
where,
think?
like, this is where I can, like, sort of, anyways, filling the blanks again. Like, when things started to go sour, with the whole, like, I think it was very focused in the Trump like show and like, do you know what I mean? Like when I mean the show, I mean like the showman, the personality, but and then
Right.
he had
Yeah.
to be involved in like protecting his marketing image. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so basically, I think what happened is also that he was like probably like having this parallel life that had to do, like I don't know, like controlling his money and blackmailing and whatever, like really like.
Right.
But
The fixer. The
even
fixer
Cohen
guy who
was
would go.
saying like he acted like a mob
Yeah.
boss, like
Yeah.
all the time. He kept on saying that, and even said like, I was. He thought he was kind of like he said like
And
I
he's
don't
a
know.
micromanager on to boot. Sorry.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm
Friday.
just not following the chat, so I have no idea what everyone is saying because I'm
Oh
trying to
no, I
focus
am.
on.
People are very excited to see you two here,
Okay.
and they're
I'm
jumping in
really
and kind of saying like we can never. Morgan said never trust an ex MAGA, and which I think is a pretty good piece of
Morgan.
advice.
I'm
But
with
the thing is, I
Morgan.
think he's really trying to. Do you know, like Rosie O'Donnell went to see him in prison? Did you know that?
I didn't.
Yeah.
Michael Cohen. She went to
If
go
you
see Michael
listen to
Cohen.
Oh,
his
yes.
first podcast on Mea Culpa was when he was really like down the drain and had been in isolation. And honestly, he seems to be selling his book Revenge, but that's exactly what happened. He's not revenging on Trump. He's saying how Trump used, this is an MO, he used the Department of Justice will be bought to shut up Michael Cohen because he wanted to write a book, because he had
I'm
been
getting
thrown
the revenge.
under the bus. So basically, Rosie was like, what's going on? It's like, so she reached out to him in prison and he agreed. And they talked for a long time. And basically she was trying to understand because Rosie O'Donnell was an extremely, empathetic. She had no idea why he kept on, like being mean to her. And he was like, I want to try to understand. So they really connected. And anyways, I'm just saying, like, as of this moment when, he went through the whole process of going to jail and, realizing that he had made mistakes and wanted to focus on his family. I'm not saying he's perfect, by the way. But I think for sure, like, he's got some, he's very, in a way, like Trump, like when he gets angry, he lashes out, like, but I don't know. I've always, like, from all of the dots that I've seen, my opinion is that he's not a bad person. He didn't know exactly. Trump is just hiding stuff, lying all the time, and he was totally gaslighted with this whole Epstein file. And now he's lashing out because he feels like people don't believe him. And he's like, just this morning he posted a post like, "This is my only
Oh,
thing is my
did he?
credibility." Oh yeah. You should read this is morning's post. So, anyways, I'm not paid. I'm
He
not.
probably hates me. I made a post that was like, if this isn't how you feel, you need to backpedal because we don't need to ignore the Epstein files. Like, what were you saying yesterday?
No,
And
but
then when he
he's
said
not
that, yes, but
saying.
he
Just this
said he
morning, he's
didn't.
not saying
Hold on.
ignore them. I think he's trying to, like, tell people to stick on message, but it's just the way that he
No,
does it. It's
he
the way.
said, move on. Were the
Yeah.
words
No,
he used.
well, that's not what
He
he
said,
says
move on.
anymore.
And he also
Okay,
said that he sees no cognitive decline in 8 years.
but
I mean,
wait
he
a minute.
said more
So
than one thing.
besides Cohen, like Congress is done for the summer, right?
But
And
yeah,
so how do we
he's
get the
pissed off,
next
by the
piece
way.
of how do we get the next piece of the story? Like this isn't going to go away in 6 weeks, Like it's not like there's not going to be anything else until September.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
No, we
don't you
have
think
the next
somebody's going to
part of the
leak? Like
story.
something
We
is going to
have the
happen.
next part. Are you ready? We have the part.
What is it?
Michael
Aaron.
Wolf. Michael Wolf, he's got hundreds of pages of recorded testimony. You have to go out and look. Michael Wolf will testify. He has all these hundreds of pages. He just came out yesterday with some new information. Just type in his name, Michael Wolf, Epstein Files. He's coming out with information. The Katie Johnson tape is still public knowledge. She also signed affidavits. I have some of her legal work that I took pictures of yesterday, like legal papers. So she's filed. This was just buried.
Okay, so
Buried
for
by
those in the chat
Trump,
who may
buried
not
by
know,
the internet.
Katie Johnson is the woman who, when she was 13, is this the one?
Yes.
Was her testimony is that she was raped by Trump.
Yeah.
And yeah. So trigger warning, everybody. Sorry again for jumping
Okay.
into kind of triggering information, but we're talking about pedophilia. This is the giant scandal in this country, and so it's triggering for a lot of people.
For sure.
It's a very disturbing story, but it needs to get out there. And Katie wants it out there. I from what I understand, she's ready for some justice. I think 6 other women have already filed their cases and closed them, so they can't come testify, which is a shame. But I believe that there's still a couple more girls out there that will testify. Katie's one of them. And there's all these witnesses. Um, Alan Dershowitz is also a witness to Katie, who will testify.
Right.
And
Kat?
Wolf, and we've got Katie. So Ghislaine and whatever happens with her,
Just to follow,
what's going to happen with her?
just to follow through, though. Okay, just to follow through, I'll kind of like, he's like going forward, going back, going forward, just to go. Like this weekend, one of the latest podcasts with Michael Cohen, he had Michael Wolff on. Do you know what I mean? Like,
good.
he's just, so
Okay.
I'm just
Well,
stating
I
you,
should
like,
check that
I
out.
think it's sort of like sometimes he gives his opinion, then he lashes out at people being angry at him, then he's like, okay, well, and then it's kind of, I feel it's an ongoing thing, like, especially with Lev, and, like, and the thing is, that's the thing with live TV, right? With Jim Acosta, people are like, oh my God, like, what is Jim doing, and like asking him, and I could understand, Jim, I don't know if you saw it, but Jim was like,
No,
asking
I
him, like,
didn't.
how
What
could you
happened?
not know this, almost like, and Michael was
Wait,
like,
hold
wait
on.
a
What
sec.
are you talking about?
Huh?
What are you talking about with Jim Acosta?
Oh, on Monday they do sometimes Michael Monday, and Jim Acosta was with Michael Cohen online, like he was on Substack, and they were talking, and like at one point he was really really respectful, but telling Michael exactly what people are saying right now, like how could you not know, and this is where the part where I'm saying, well, it's all a matter of compartmentalizing. It's like, these people put things in compartment. And I think that probably, Trump was very, very secretive about that. But anyways, I'm just, like I said, I don't know. It's just an hypothesis, an opinion, but I know I've been following Michael Cohen for a while now. And
Okay.
Yeah,
anyways,
I've been following him since before he got arrested and after.
Let's talk
Anyway,
more
I
about
just posted the Katie Johnson link.
yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, that's great, Kat. Thanks for putting that link in there. Let's talk more about the Michael Wolff stuff, because I think this is
Yeah.
another place where you can educate me, because you know more than I do about this. What is is Michael Wolff the guy who's done all the reporting about dark money in politics, and is that
He was the last person to interview Epstein
Yeah.
okay?
And he has
in prison.
hours of recording. Because Epstein wanted to wanted that there would be a book written about him. So that's it. He was actually going to see Epstein in prison, I think, Kat. Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, he had seen him several times. He was the last person to see him. What he claims is that he saw photographs of Trump with topless young women, and there's a picture of that, and all the girls are sitting and they're smiling, and Trump's like in the middle. And then there's a picture of Trump with a stain on his pants, with the topless young women laughing and pointing. But apparently, the women, some were underage. This was a picture that Wolf saw. He saw it put in a particular safe. And this safe was raided in 2019, which is under the Trump regime. So we don't know what happened to that evidence. There was a lot of Epstein evidence in that safe, according to Wolf.
Yeah.
That the FBI has.
So basically, the FBI, when they raided his stuff, for sure, they would have picked up everything. So the evidence is somewhere. But as you say, as Trump is now was controlling the DOJ back then, and now still is.
The
Right.
DOJ isn't supposed to be controlled. That's the rib here. I mean, the DOJ is supposed to be politically independent.
Yeah, no, the DOJ is supposed to be, has always, or you know, yes, ideally is supposed to be an independent agency. I was going to say has always, and that's absolutely not true in history.
Tries
But
to be. It's
yeah,
This is the worst it's ever been.
yeah, no, I mean, possibly Hoover was under J. Edgar Hoover was as bad, but this is as bad as that or worse. You're right.
Ugh.
Yeah. So
God,
okay,
let's hope we don't hit McCarthyism. I have a bad feeling we are, though.
I mean, I
Project
think we're
Esther
really
says
close
we
to.
will.
Yeah, we're really close to McCarthyism. I'm pretty sure. Like that. Look at what's happening to Colbert. That's basically like, are you a communist? Are you un-American? And getting fired for having, unpresidential, un-American thoughts,
Show that.
which is ridiculous.
Did you
What
see
this
what
man
what
just made?
he posted? This is very eloquent. Fuck you. Did you
Right.
see that?
Yeah, that was great. He turned to the eloquence cam and said, "Fuck you." That was brilliant.
My child
Oh, yeah.
just made this breakfast. Sorry, he's standing right here. Thank you, love. Can I steal?
Oh my God, that's amazing, Kat.
Like I trained him well, but he's gonna eat it, and I got a little piece of salt pork.
All mine.
Oh, it's fatty.
Oh, we heard a
Let's
voice.
eat it. Okay, I was mesmerized by pork. What happened?
Oh, honey, we've all been mesmerized by pork at some point or another, believe me.
Okay.
What else is there? What else is there during a war? During a war that no one's acknowledging.
Yeah.
It's not pork.
BG Austin is saying in the chat that he runs the Supreme Court. And yes, Trump has gotten his fingers into every branch of the government in a way that
Oh, sons of
is
bitches.
particularly deadly to American democracy.
I'm going to go out and look because I did hear a blurb yesterday that someone was complaining about Roberts. Did you hear that? Like they're bringing up some ethics charges against Roberts.
Oh, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that. Nick says only salami in terms of being mesmerized by pork, Nick, I think you're teasing me. I think you're trying to get me to say something inappropriate. I have been mesmerized by salami many times in my life.
Get really dirty over here. Okay.
I'm being distracted by my cat, by the way. He's like jumping on the wall.
No,
Not kidding. All right.
4 days ago. 4 days ago. Let's see what this. I swear that was yesterday.
Kitties. Oh my goodness! Look at those kitties.
That's it. They're fighting. They're both males, right? So they're like,
Yeah,
that's it.
honestly,
Okay.
my two fight all the time.
Oh, look how cute.
My two fight over the warmest spot on the heating pad. I got a giant heating pad that's big enough for both of them, and they still fight over who gets to be dominant behind sitting behind me.
A heating pad.
Yeah.
I bet you puppers would be stoked, poor guy.
It's I got it on Amazon. It's like a pet resistant heating pad. It's got like a metallized wire so they can't chew on it. And yeah, no, it's great. And I just keep it on a low setting on the love seat behind me, and that's where they lay there all day and just basically watch Papa work. So
hey, Lawrence,
I would be there all day too, right?
Did you know that did you know that Bengal cats don't have like a sub fur? So this is why they seem cold all the time.
Oh, that like fluffy coat fur.
Yeah, it's also part of what helps make them semi-hypoallergenic, which is the reason that I got them with my first husband. With my first husband, we got the cats.
Yeah, the cat fur is the only deal. It's rough. I'm
allergic.
Are
you allergic?
Full blown allergic.
Oh,
it
I'm
feels
sorry.
like it's always
two
stuck
cats,
in my nose.
2 or 1?
You guys, I don't know, but to me, I said it yesterday. I mean, we need to organize some way. Our laws are being ignored. Like, what is our recourse over here?
Here's what I think. I think the place that we're going to have to get to is a general strike, right?
Yeah.
Like we are going to have to get to a point where everyone is so angry that we all just say, you know what, we're not working for these 3 days, or we're not working for a week. And it's going to have to be across kind of impactful enough sectors that, that it really grinds things to a halt. Like, it's going to have to be like shipping and transportation and, like financial sectors or something. And I'm not worried. I'm not sure that we're going to get there, right? Because I think this is like that situation where, everyone hears a murder happening in the alleyway and nobody calls because everyone thinks that someone else is going to be the one to pick up the phone and call the police.
Right. That's what it feels like.
Like there are 340 million of us, and I think everyone is kind of sitting there waiting for somebody else to galvanize the charge, or to say like, oh, well, I need my job. I can't not earn money. I'm not going to do this until, a million other people do it. So.
And what about bigger protests? Because the No Kings was amazing. I mean,
No Kings was amazing. And then they followed it up with Good Trouble. But for me, the Good Trouble. What's that?
They canceled ours.
Well, and it was on a Thursday, and I don't think they promoted it as much. And so I saw a lot of people like I've been to all the other ones. I didn't go to that one here because it was a Thursday in the middle of the day. I saw a lot of people going to, what was supposed to be their Good Trouble protest, and hardly anybody showed up.
I know, they've been real low.
A bad visual.
It would have to be another Saturday, right?
Right. It'd have to be a Saturday or Sunday. Oh, Kat, thank you. You put the General Strike US
General
link into the
strikes in
chat.
the feed. You have to sign. I know that's been sketchy for a lot of people. I signed it right away. They told us it's just for them. It's not going to any like police forces or anything. So if that's your worry, try not to let it be the worry because I don't think that should be the worry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I admit that really gave me pause too, right? When I first saw it, I was like, oh, I don't want to actually sign up for it. But here's the logic. It's exactly what we were just talking about, which is people aren't going to do it if they think they're going to be the only fool standing out in the middle of their town square
Yeah,
alone,
for
right?
sure, for sure.
And this is based on the principle that 3.5% of a population is necessary to sustain a an action against a government, to bring down a tyrannical government. And
Yes,
so
yes,
3.5% of the US population is about 11.5 million people.
yeah. It
And
has to
General
go
Strike
higher.
US has a goal of getting 11.5 million people signed up. And so that's the point there. The reason you want to go sign up, and if you, I don't know, give a fake email address or something, right? Like if you're worried about it, but just go sign up to show that you're going to be a part of it, because when they have commitments from 11.5 million people, then they call the strike.
Do you feel
exactly. You guys, yeah, give a fake name if you have to. I think I used a wrong phone number, but then I decided to go back and change it in case I needed a text alert. But yeah, do what makes you feel comfortable. But we should all sign up.
Yeah.
do you guys feel though that there are too many movements and that it's not centralized enough? Like watching
Yeah.
from afar?
I mean, yes, right? And that's kind of the thing, is that uh not just Democrats, right? And I could go on forever about how fucking pissed I am at the Democratic Party, but just the resistance movements in general are fractured
Scattered.
because people have ideas and they want to get their ideas out there. Like Dane and I came up with that idea. Frederick Pogue jumped in and really helped us out with the whole
Yeah.
citizens oath thing, right? And trying to, unless something hits the moment and catches like wildfire, it's really hard to have one voice saying what we should do. And none of the Democratic politicians, like Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, are fucking worthless at this point. We've gotten more leadership out of, AOC and Bernie
Yeah.
and Jasmine Crockett than anybody, and none of
David
them, I think.
Hogue, I love him. He's a go-getter. I
Who?
like that
And who?
kid.
Who?
Oh yeah, David Hawk. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. He's amazing. But look what happened to him, right? Like the Democratic Party kicked him out of the fucking leadership
Because
because
he wants change.
right, because he advocated for change.
He
Yeah.
advocated for those old people who just keep running and running to maybe they should step down, which is a great suggestion.
Honestly, like his point is we don't need seat warmers. Like we are in a crisis. We don't need seat warmers. We need people in Congress, people at every level of elected office as Democrats who are willing to throw bombs and stir shit up and cause a ruckus. And if
Use
now
the
is not the
word
time,
"you" on January 7th. Not one of them did. That means not one of you should be representing us. You couldn't even call out what it was. You farted around for 3 years around the term. I'm not shitting. Coup wasn't used on the television until 3 years after January 6th.
yeah,
That's just unacceptable. Like, what
yeah.
the hell?
No, I mean that is the tragedy of the Biden years, right? Was that Biden and Merrick Garland and a bunch of people
Merrick.
were operating off of the game plan that like this is just like it ever was, and we're going to do the right thing in politics, and we'll get recognized for doing the right thing and being gentlemen. And fuck that. That we are not. We are working against mobsters.
But
You
that's
guys,
so
think
hard
Merrick was
though.
on that same exact drug that they gave Biden the night of the speech. But just Merrick was on it long term. Biden just got it one night, but they were both just
Oh my
pulling
God.
ambient
Yes.
out.
God,
Can
that
it
debate.
be maybe? It's like the
That's so
government's being
hard though.
overthrown. What are we doing?
That's so hard though. Like, it's like you want things to change, but at the same time, you don't want people to get hurt. Like I'm in Canada and I'm watching this from afar and I'm like, let's say this was to happen in my country. And of course I would want to fight for, say, my daughter, right? But at the same time, I'd be scared that if something happens to me, let's say I go and I start getting into a fight. Do you know what I mean? Like I really get like the survival. Like so that's something. And some people, I'm sorry, but when you're in a cult, you're willing to die for your ideals, whereas you're less reasonable. I find. I don't know, but I'm not saying that it.
it's
I'm
so deep.
totally like. It's complex, extremely, but I understand what you mean. Like these guys are the January 6th. It's not forgivable, like at all. And do you know, like they're even what I read is that they're even there are guys, they're trying to put them in position of power, like like at the DOJ, somebody was hired, and he was a Jan 6.
Yeah, that troubles me, Kat, because 368 is not much higher than the 350 when I signed up months ago.
Great. And they need that many.
10 and a half million people. Like
That's what we are.
Why are more people not signing up? That's for the general strike.
Question, what?
Oh, the general strike.
What the hell is going on? I just don't think people understand the urgency, and we're losing our government.
Yeah.
There is no law. This is a dictatorship. There are 4 fucking concentration camps.
But again, I don't think the strike is the best way to go. Like a protest really, I mean, you see people protesting,
I'm gonna go
and
in the street right
I can
now
really get why people wouldn't.
And just walk like a slow person down the middle of the street with a sign quietly and see who joins me. I mean, I'm done.
Yeah. I just want to read some stuff from the chat. So we had some folks talking about Bernie and saying, Morgan said, I'm going to say no to Bernie anything. We can do plenty with other people, including women. And then AJ said, I love AOC and Jasmine Crockett, but not Bernie because he's made sexist comments during the 2024 election and said no woman could win against Donald Trump. Bernie has done good in our politics, but he's too old.
They're being
I agree, for sure. But I think he's supporting, AOC, and he can be a good support because
it does look like he's really helping AOC kind of step into leadership as a powerful force, and I really appreciate that. But
wisdom.
And then let's see, we had other people saying,
bye, Kimmy.
Somebody said this is turning into a political cat coffee place, like a political cat coffee shop.
Coffee clutch.
Yeah, honestly, that's kind of what Dana and I have been trying to build is, a community where we could talk about cats, and then we could rant about politics, and then we could talk about cats and dogs some more. And then
talk about horses today too, since you wanted to talk about animals. I forgot we kind of just started with the animals part.
Well, honestly, animals was a guideline, and I kind of figured with the 3 of us, there's no way we wouldn't end up talking about politics anyways.
Right.
So. For sure.
If I'm in and there's somebody willing, I've been quiet for 8 years. I'm so excited just to talk about it. For real.
Yeah.
Well, you're such in a place where people, I mean, you were telling me and explaining how in your surroundings, it's like they're all either, like shutting up or angry and following that. You explained to me how it's different.
It's very weird where I live, and politics aren't discussed. And this has been going on, you guys, sincerely before with George W. Like, my family came to me to tell me the psychology's made up profession to George W. And that I was raising pussies because my kids were nursing and I let them sleep in the bed with me when they were like babies. I nursed them back to back and I was raising pussies. And I just remember going, so those Native Americans who stayed in the teepee with their moms until they were 12, total pussies. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I fuck that shit, Kat. I'm sorry that your family said bullshit like that to you. The way in which our American society hamstrings us and tells us how we're supposed to behave and makes us believe in stupid shit like defined gender roles, just fuck all of that. I'm 55 and I'm only just hitting the point where I really truly feel comfortable in my skin as a gay man. And I mean, you've heard me talk. Like I no
Love
longer
it.
give any fucks about anything. And and it's weird, right? Because I think there are people who listen to it and they're just like, "Oh, well, if you're looking for a job, you can't really say that." Fuck you. Fuck that.
That's right. They're like, "Why are you coming out and talking on the internet?" And I'm like, "Because I don't wanna work for a son of a bitch who is lying about this sort of stuff." Who wants to work for somebody who's this cruel and not in touch with what's actually occurring? I think
And
you're
I'm
going through a metamorphosis, Lawrence, and everybody that's on here, there's so many. Fasoon for sure. I don't know. A lot of us women that are on here, I think, are going through something of a growing period that
No,
that
I
I
Lawrence
am
described.
I'm so not following in the chat, but I see that there's 59, and I'm like, wow, this is really cool because for me it's I and Kat, it's our record. I haven't seen so many people with us.
well, you two deserve an audience like this because I don't always catch them live when you're doing them, but I love listening to the two of you talk. You've got such a great friendship and a great rapport, and I love that you're both so excited about what you're talking about that sometimes you're talking at the same time, or I just think I think you're the two of you just hung the moon and the stars. You're absolutely amazing, and
Good.
thank you for joining
Thank
me
you,
today.
thank you.
Aw.
And you and
Thank you.
Dana, I mean, before I was actually, and Kat, I think we were both just chatting back and forth. And for me, I was like, yeah, these guys are so interesting. And, the same what you said, they're just jumping from either politics to like something that's very personal. I was like, this is awesome. It's so authentic. That's what I loved
Yeah,
it. Like,
your authenticity, like, what just kept me. I know, no, I probably got algorithm with Dana because we have like a similar life on paper. So, but to find all y'all, yay! I just was so stoked immediately. And Frederick was on there. I started listening to Frederick right away.
I
Remember that time you two called me on to read the oath?
Oh, I do. I remember for sure,
I had
Kat.
just gotten on Substack. I think I just been on like a month or something back then.
Yeah, yeah. You absolutely stood out to me when we called you on for that. And I was like, she's cool. I like her. And so being French Canadian, that's just so charming to me. One of these days I'm gonna take a road trip. I'm gonna come up to Quebec
You
and come
guys,
visit.
I wanna go. Let's
I,
go. Lawrence, I'm about to get, like, a trailer thing. Remember how we talked? Hey, I'm still down. If you guys wanna purchase a big parcel of land and put, like, tiny homes or little homes on it, I'm down.
I honestly, I think the only way some of us are going to survive our elder years in this country is going to be in an intentional community like that.
That's what
oh,
I'm
I
thinking.
honestly, I feel safe in Quebec City, but I see how, things are changing too. And in my country, I mean, there is always a delay. Okay. I insist. I've seen this since I was young. It's like things will happen in North America and then it'll like 10 years later,
Well,
look at
trickle over to
Polyev. Pierre
Canada.
Polyev was like that. He came on and eventually became mini Trump. And then, it was like tapping into the anger. Same process, same MO, but then people are reasonable and then they ended up, not electing him. But the same issues, you've got to see. I mean, this is why I've traveled with my husband, and that's great because he's from Europe, right? He's originally from France. And I'm seeing how these social issues are the same. You'll have,
Yeah.
especially immigration, because people are like, it's easy to blame. Like, like when I was in Quebec City, you have to, we were French Canadians, not a lot of immigrants. And our mayor, who has actually now is retired, has said, "Well, I don't recognize my city," but not in a pejorative way. He was saying like, "I don't recognize my city because now it's métissé, and métissé means it's changing colors." I mean, you go to
Oh,
the you go to the shopping centers. Like 25 years ago, I would never see somebody with a scarf. Like, I mean, like with a jihad. Yeah,
uh-huh.
well, a hijab.
Hijab.
Yeah. So,
Jihad and hijab, very, very
I need
different.
extra
no,
Similar
no,
somebody
for
letters,
sure.
different things.
somebody.
Yeah. So, but that's change. Now you go to the shopping center and you see, these women wearing scarves like a lot. And I'm not judging, it's their choice, their religion. But then sometimes they associate it with social change that they sort of can't fathom. It's for them, it's like either menacing, or then, when you have, when I was a psychologist, I worked with youngsters in college, okay? And basically, I was meeting a lot of these kids who were parents from, they were either, their parents were first level immigrants, and they were actually talking about their cultural identity issues, because they're stuck between their
it's a big deal.
cultural of identity and the kids at school, are like, why do you do this? Like, so they've also, really struggling with these issues as they're teenagers. And sometimes that's where they'll end up making bad decisions. And, like, I mean, right now in Montreal, there's a lot of, there's more violence, and it's all often related. They'll be recruited with, criminal groups. So do you know what I mean? Like, these issues are happening in Europe, especially in France, for sure. I was there. I've seen it. Now it's happening here, and it's the same. So it's kind of easy to tap. It's like, okay, like, this is the problem, and this is. Go ahead. Sorry,
I just like immigrants, and then they might get involved in gangs. Is that what you're talking about? I'm not really sure what you're saying.
It's the same. I mean, either they're white, either they're black, either they're Hispanophone, either they're Arabs. But if they end up like having cultural identity issues, and they'll end up like and if it's related to poverty too, right? So easy money,
And it's a cycle of immigration, right? If you look at American history, when the Irish came over, right, or the Italians, they they were very poor. They weren't accepted into the culture. They were ostracized. Children grew up feeling like they weren't a part of the actual society, and so they ended up getting into gangs or getting into trouble. Like, this is a cycle that humanity repeats over and over and over again.
That is so true, Lawrence. And sometimes people forget that. So that's why I like to be able to come on and discuss this with people who actually understand it, So it's like we're kind of also spreading a counter message, saying, wait a second, like, don't, take a step back, like, because otherwise you're going to bring out the torch and like say, let's,
But to me, there's a huge zeitgeist going on in psychology right now, because we did just predict behavior. I mean, I could predict what Trump was going to do. I didn't get the concentration camps in 6 months. I said he'd have one in a year.
That's
but
so
pretty
bad.
much,
Well,
Trump,
I mean,
psychologists predicted his behavior. So this is amazing. And we can predict what immigrants do when they're not assimilated into the culture, where they get to share their old culture and learn about the new culture, that's detrimental.
right.
Leads to crime behavior. We know these things. So when we have a government that's not managing and can't implement programs and doesn't even believe in psychology or the research to begin with.
Well, and has cut billions of dollars from federal programs, right? Like, they're pretending like there's no money because they had to give it all to the billionaires as a tax cut.
And research, right? They're all cutting those research.
Finding hundreds of trillions of dollars. So why are they cutting stuff? There's no truth here. He's bankrupting us for power. He's getting money from all over the world. This is just pure unadulterated greed.
Right. Greed and self-preservation, right? Like, he thinks he's building a pile of money so that when he has to escape to, wherever, the Middle East or Russia or whatever.
Mars.
Or Mars.
Where's he gonna go?
That he's gonna have a pile of money and,
I don't think he's gonna have a seat, though. He's not gonna have a seat.
I'm also not sure that he's gonna live long enough, because
don't get a dime.
He wouldn't survive on the spaceship with Elon.
Well, Trump would not survive a launch into space for sure, and he's not going to live very long at this point anyway, because all of the stuff about his intravenous insufficiency or whatever it is, the swelling of his ankles, that guy has congestive heart failure.
That stuff is a nice way to say that he has like really serious heart issues.
For sure.
Alan died of this, you guys. My fiance, this is exactly what he died of.
I'm so sorry.
I'm just saying, I see it, and it comes. It's the Widowmaker. It comes fast and quick, like when you least expect it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think Wendy just put a post in there about how Trump is really dying. That's Wendy's article for today. Thanks for that, Wendy.
Is that true?
Check it out.
And we've got folks saying,
Wendy.
Trump wants to erase women from history and also minorities and LGBTQ people. This is from AJ.
The
but we
Esther
should.
Project. The Esther Project wants to get rid of all leftists and all LGBTQ. They said through eradication or conformity, assimilation. It's crazy. You guys need to go read that.
Well,
Doesn't that remind you of Nazis and what they were doing with
absolutely.
purifying the race?
I mean,
full Nazi.
Kat, you said something about like you wouldn't have predicted this many concentration camps this quickly. I remember before the election, somebody was posting something about how when you look back at Hitler, what people didn't realize is that Hitler had the concentration camps up and running. I mean, not at full capacity, but they were up and running within 1 year of Hitler achieving power. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's
I
true.
didn't know that.
All of the plans, everything that the Nazis did, they basically fast tracked it, just like Trump and Project 2025 are trying to do with everything that's happening here. Like, it is a literal Nazi playbook. They're literally, the Nazis stole all of their eugenics and racist bullshit from us, from the South, and from the fucked up way that we've treated people of color in this country.
Wait, that guy was like from Ohio. He wasn't from the South. I won't let him be from the South. He's from like the mid-states. The eugenics guy. Sorry.
Well, yeah, okay, you're right. And
we have enough shit in the South.
The KKK started in Indiana, so
Okay.
Yeah, like let's be honest. Racism is not just a Southern thing in this country.
No,
but
it's a world thing.
Yeah, right. It's bad down here.
It's a global thing.
Trust me, it's real bad down here.
Yeah, and Warrior Survivor just said it's beyond greed. We're losing our democracy at a fast pace. We are, and this gets back to the general strike and like what we need to do as a group, and as people. Like I am at a point where if I had to die for American democracy, if I had to die to preserve and prevent, and protect American democracy, I would, but I don't want to die in vain. Like I don't want to be some schmuck who like stands up and gets shot in the middle of the street and then nobody
just runs out in the field, bam, it's over. Yeah.
Right. And nobody right? It doesn't inspire anybody. I don't want a meaningless death, but like, like we all need to kind of really get it into our heads that who said this? Mark Elias, the democracy lawyer.
I love him.
Yeah, he's great. And I saw a quote of his the other day that was like, if you don't understand at this point that you cannot sit by and do nothing, that we are not going to get through this period of history with the average American just sitting and quietly waiting for it to be over. Every single person is going to have to make a choice of either standing up and doing something despite the fact that it may be dangerous, or getting called out and getting rolled over by the tanks as they rumble through your town and start to drag people away to concentration camps. Like we're at a point in American history where we've got to choose, between doing.
That's exactly how I feel. You have to pick. Are you supporting Trump or are you supporting the Constitution?
Right.
Pick now, because I need to know that you're the enemy.
Right. It's that simple. If you're with Trump, glad I know that. Now I know that I can't trust you with anything and that you are a fucking Nazi as far as I'm concerned.
Well, for sure. But...
So I post that on Facebook today. Do you think I should?
I think you should.
That you want to do what? Sorry?
Tag me.
Well, if they're coming for me eventually. I mean, I might as well keep talking.
Oh, I mean, I know we're all fighting over who they're coming for first. Wendy says it's going to be her. I'm like,
Wendy,
I'm outspokenly gay. I'm Jewish. There's like video of me out there on the internet sucking dicks. Like, they're coming for me.
Right? I can't even think about where my sex tapes have gone. Lord.
Well, in Canada, I can wait somewhere at the frontier or at the bridge, or like in the Handmaid's Tale. They're waiting at the bridge.
Soso will be out there, handouts. Like, come on, guys, just make it across the border.
Make it across the border, then we'll go live in the mountains and hide somewhere.
I'm all down. I'm a survivalist. I literally like to do that for fun. Let's go, you guys. We're coming to Canada. We're karaokeing, and we can do survival camping for a night just for fun. It's a date, everybody. All of us in here. Oh my God, we have to get Dean to come.
Oh my. Okay, we did a total bait and switch on people. We said we were going to talk about pets and service animals and all kinds of things, and
I was ready to
Soso
talk
had
about
facts and
zootherapy.
notes.
I'm the worst. I always lead the conversation
No,
in another
I
area.
asked you about Epstein because I knew you had a lot of fresh information about Epstein.
I
But
feel like we could talk more about Epstein.
right, and we still could, right? Because there's new stuff happening every day.
Oh, for sure.
Cat, tell us about horses real quick, and then Soso read cat horses, and then Soso tell us something about cats that you're going to tell us.
I'll just
Okay.
start out real quick. I don't know. I grew up with horses, and just lately, I just want a horse. I haven't dated since Alan died. He died. It will be 3 years in October. And I just sort of have developed a little crush on a dude online. But it's so dumb, it's not going to go anywhere. But it's still cool to have a crush on somebody, but that's not realistic. But a horse seems realistic.
A horse seems
And like
realistic.
snuggly, they're so snuggly in a good way. They're so big, and then to go ride, and they smell really good, and they're very empowering. But I don't know, you have to go rent one around here. I mean, I'm in the city now.
Yeah, there's an age that, at least when I was growing up, there was like an age where young girls were it was like pre-adolescence, right?
It's 12. Every 12-year-old girl wants a
Right, where
pony
they like fall in love with horses, and it's
instead of
kind of like
men.
it's sort of a stand-in for men eventually, right? Like a
It is.
big
And the
muscly
between
thing.
the legs and the hot big thing. I mean, come on, it's really funny. And it's sweaty and it's taking control and you're taking control. I mean, really, it's funny.
Right, right. Yeah, one of my very best friends, a woman named Susan, she loves to tell stories about how when she was 12, she like had the pigtails and the braces and everything. She's just like, I love horses so much. Horses are so
I love horses.
pretty.
I think that's so yummy. That's so
Right.
good.
They make me feel funny inside.
I took horseback riding lessons when I was, say, grade 6, grade 7. So I was about 13 years old, and I have to use half of my money. So it was like I had won money in a contest, and I took actually all my money to get those courses. And can you believe it? I mean, I live up north. Like, this is a place that's just like there's a one ranch, like that's it. And even it's not a rant, it's like, because otherwise you'll end up going on ski-doos, and in the winter. Anyways, it's just, yeah, horses are amazing creatures.
Morgan, your boyfriend scares the shit out of me. I practically reclaimed my virginity. No, keep him away. I'm scared.
Oh, Morgan. I knew as soon as we were talking about horses and girls, Morgan was going to pop
Horses
up.
and Morgan. I mean, it's the same subject.
Right. So tell us one of your cat facts or animal facts.
Ooh, okay. Well, it's too bad that now I don't know what they're doing, but at least they're calm. Maybe next time I can show you the tricks. I do tricks with them because they're so bright. Bengal cats, like one of my cats actually sits, give his paws, like will like a dog basically. But that's not the fact that I wanted to say. I guess it's more about animals in general. Like, it's so important because, as you know, I have a master's in psychology, and at one point I was wondering if I was going to do zootherapy, which is basically a therapy with animals. And I guess what's great about animals is that they'll, you know animals are so different and people are so different that certain types of animals will fit certain people's needs. So I think that's what's great. It's so wide. You can have therapy dogs, you can have cats that will come on your lap in residence, like senior homes, and they're even great for I mean, all research that you're doing with cats, there's a proof, like it's something that was proven that when cats come and sit on your lap, it helps calms down the person. And if they start purring and you start stroking them, then it helps lowering your heart rate. So Just saying. And with little kids too, it's like, let's say you have a small hamster, it's like, okay, let's help to clean the cage. Let's help to make sure you're okay, yeah. So, and horses are often also used with people with addictions. People will go and they'll go like on a place that's isolated, and so they'll kind of cut themselves from their bad influences, because as you know, sometimes when you're caught with a bunch of people that are either drinking or doing drugs, then you sort of have
Wilderness therapy with the right therapist, to me, works the best. It's amazing. But with the right therapist, a lot of people have been abused out in the wilderness. Yeah.
So I definitely encourage to if anybody, there are all kinds of animals. They have different needs, and so do you. So find the right one.
Yeah.
Hey, you reminded me really quick. It won't help you at all, Lawrence, but for straight men out there, there's a whole study that if men who look at boobs, it totally lowers your blood pressure. So I give you, Nick, permission to look at boobs today and lower your blood pressure.
Isn't that supposed to raise the blood pressure, though? Because if you're excited,
look at boobs and lower blood pressure. I think it's more of a comforting thing. Maybe it's not so sexual. I didn't read that
looking
part
at
of the
boobs
study.
lowers straight men's blood. Okay, it possibly goes back to some kind of infant like suckling kind of comfort thing.
Yeah, I was just realizing I just made the sexual preference. I don't know if they did that study on everybody. It's probably for everyone at a comfort thing, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. That's interesting.
I'll go back and look at it.
I mean, looking at peens kind of does that for me.
Well, see, there you go. There you go.
It triggers my suckling instinct and, calms me down.
Yeah, I think it might work for me too. We're very different than boobs, for sure.
Oh my gosh, you two have been a blast. I am so, so, so grateful. Wendy pops up to say peens. Yes, Wendy, I said peens. I'm so, so grateful. Oh, listen to that. So, I'm so grateful to both of you for joining me here. This was seriously so much fun. We're going to have you back again.
Lawrence, it's a sign. It's 69 people. It's a sign. Look at that. 69.
69 people are just talking about sex.
We hit 69 and we had to stop there. Nobody else joined. Not in the last minute. All right. I love you two. You are the best. Thank you, everybody.
I'm on hump day. Sorry.
If you haven't watched Kat and Soso on their show, I think you're calling it Connections, right? Connections with Kat and Soso.
Tomorrow, my therapist, she's also a really good friend. I've known her forever. And she's an addiction specialist that works with families in trauma. So she has a ton to say. We'll be on 7 Central tomorrow. Please join us.
Oh, yes. That's going to be super interesting. I'm looking forward to know what she has to say. And thank you, Lawrence. You and Dana are awesome. Yeah. Lots of admiration. And
whatever, you guys, if you haven't, follow Dana and Lawrence, please.
Yeah.
They're writing.
Gen X is having a pledge drive right now. Please follow us and check out our pledge drive page. We operate on the NPR model. Everything that we post is free. Please come follow along, because we have great guests like Kat and Soso. And oh my God, look at that beauty. Which one is this?
This is the pit bull. It's Shadow. His name is Shadow, and he's a silver.
Shadow is a beauty.
Yeah. I know. Look at the markings.
Oh my God. Oh, Soso. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks to everyone in the chat for joining. And
love you guys, Nick, Leilani.
Thank you so much.
Beryl.
Bye.
Eileen, AJ. I barely talked to you.